Hi, it's Jared from Strong Roots Farm. Welcome back to the farm. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be doing some mower maintenance. It's the beginning of the spring, and right now is a good time to get your mower in shape for a season worth of work. This is our Hustler Zero Turn, but this mower video is not specific to this model. We are not changing the oil or the hydraulics on this mower today. We did that at the end of the fall before we put it up. Today, we're gonna be cleaning it up, greasing it, doing the air in the tires, checking the air filters, cleaning underneath the deck, and sharpening the blades. I used to do this before I would put it up every year, but I found the first couple mows of each season was really rough on mowers, typically wet here in the Midwest. So we would always have to do it again by the third or fourth mowing. So we've decided we go ahead and change the oil, we get our first couple mows in for the year, and then we go through this. So that's what we're gonna do today. It does not matter what mower you have, we're gonna take you through it all. Stick around. Just to go over some of the tools I'm using really quick, I simply have a metal putty knife to scrape with. I'm using my shop vac to vacuum up grass. I had a longer flat-nosed screwdriver or flathead screwdriver to get in corners where I couldn't get with this putty knife or with the hose to the vacuum. I also had a little bristled brush, which scrub brush, anything that you would use to break some of that dirt or grass loose. That's pretty much it. Some gloves, some eye protection, turn on the radio, keep going. Most of this came off with my hands today, but those are the tools we used during this job. All right, our cleaning is done. I'm gonna take you around, just kind of show you what I did so you can kind of see the end result. There was a panel here, I removed it, and I vacuumed all down in here. Okay, so everything's clean in there. One of the really important parts for me is down in this back compartment underneath the seat. And so I did my best to get this clean. Now, I'll come back later with a brush, maybe a towel, and wipe the battery off and this kind of stuff. But you wanna get all that junk that's down in here, everything that's around the motor. I know that my filter housing and everything in that is clean, so I will blow that filter out later as we start to maintenance this. But that's the mess that you end up with. You got all this grass and you want to get it off of you, keep it from falling on you, and it needs to be cleaned out underneath there. Some mower decks will have grease fittings, Zerk fittings that you need to grease, and so you'll go through there and grease those. Now it's time to work underneath the deck. So depending on what it looks like, I haven't been underneath there, it's gonna be pretty rough, lots of grass because it's been so wet here. So we'll start with our putty knife, cleaning that out, you'll see all that, and I'll talk to you about that as I'm doing it, as I see what is going on there. All right, so it wasn't that bad actually. I got underneath there, started scraping, nothing big. Most of it I was able to take with a gloved hand and just pull it right out. I did use the scraper to kind of get down to find stuff. Most of the time I'm just gonna clean around where the blades are, take the blade off, and then clean that area because it's easier to clean with the blade out of your way. But it cleans so easily, I just went ahead and did most of it. I will fine tune before I put this blade back on. I take my blades off one at a time because how they go back on and off, as far as the angle, I care about. Some people don't, but I do, so I take them off one at a time, and I know it's perfectly perpendicular. I spin them until they're perfectly perpendicular with the lawnmower, and then I take it off, I sharpen it, and I put it back up at that same angle. So I'm gonna take this, I will do a B-roll of me grinding, and I'll talk about how to grind here in a minute, but I wanted to show you kind of what you're dealing with. So it has a hole in it, and you need to know which side goes back up. I recommend, if you're not familiar or aware of this, to paint marker the top. The other thing you can do if you take them off one at a time is look at which direction these flaps are turned down. So they should be pushing downward. As they spin, they will push the stuff down. Some lift, they're different. Then you have this bolt and this fancy washer that is made specifically for this. You cannot just put a regular washer up on these most of the time. And sometimes even these mower threads, these bolts, are a specific thread pattern to your mower, so you have to buy replacement bolts. You can't use just any bolt most of the time. So if you're trying to replace this kind of stuff, think about that. I stick with OEM brand blades when I'm replacing them. As we talk about the blades here, you can see my blades are quite worn. They are not very sharp. These have been sharpened about 4 times. Because I take care of it and I sharpen it a couple times a year, and we don't overly use our mower, we don't mow for anybody else, we're gonna get a few more times out of these before we replace them, and you can get quite a many years, 4, 5, 6 years out of these, depending on the size of your yard, if you take care of them and you keep them sharp and you keep them straight. And that's the main thing. People get them out of whack and then they're not straight and they're not balanced. You do have to balance your blades. I will show you how to do that as well. The one thing, so we took them off straight, we're gonna put them back on straight, and we're gonna put grease around these threads to make this job easier for us. When I bought this mower, bought it home brand new, I took these off, greased them, and put them back because I knew I was gonna be doing the maintenance on them, and I wanted to be able to break them loose again. If you do this every year, you'll be able to get them off with a wrench like I did. You won't need a power impact. Now you will notice there is a remnants of grease left on this, which is good. It shows me that I put enough grease on. So I will grease the inside of that washer and the threads when I put this back up. They do not vibrate off with grease. It just prevents moisture and junk from getting up in there and causing them to corrode. So now let's get to sharpening. I'll talk to you about that as we go on. We will do some fine-tune cleaning as well between each blade. As I start grinding here, I'm on a roller grinder stone, roller wheel, whatever you want to call it, grinder stone wheel. That's my preferred, just because it's so much faster. I know I can get the correct angle, and these blades have a specific angle for this. You can get angle gauges, but as long as you do a section and you keep it the same. So maybe you go half of the blade, getting this side sharp, and then you get this side sharp. Just make sure you're keeping that same angle. That's kind of important. So how I start is I did the back side, which is not really normal. So this is the front, the bevel, this is the back. Well, what'll happen is that blade will wrap down over, and it'll kind of, as you hit stuff, it'll get this roll, this edge. So this blade hasn't been done yet. There's kind of a dimpling and stuff through here. So I'm just gonna take and clean that. I'm not gonna sharpen that up. I'm not gonna angle that up. It's still gonna remain flat. I'm just gonna take that stone and get this side flat, and then I will come back and start to work this angle. My goal is to get this line here back to straight and have this angle down through there, and then I will wrap this corner around just a hair. So we're gonna do both sides, and then I'm gonna take and put this on a nail. And that's what I talk about being balanced. You can do it with your finger, but something holding a nail or putting a nail in the end of a bench and hanging it on it, that's how we see if it's balanced. It's like a pendulum in the middle. Let me see if I can get this bolt here, and I'll just see if we can do it on the bolt. And you maybe could just use your bolt. So we're gonna take and hold this. See, it won't spin. So if I push it up and hold it, it's either way. So a nail works best because it causes it to vibrate or wiggle back and forth, and you want them to kind of level out. That means they're balanced. If you find that this side goes down, meaning this side is heavier on your blade, you want to take more material off on this side. So you will go back and regrind this side a little bit until it balances back out. And that is important when you're looking at balanced blades. If they get so out of whack that you cannot get them balanced, it's time for a new set of blades. All right, now all that's left, once we have our blades back on, we kind of fine-tune cleaning underneath, was to take this off of the jacks, clean up our floor a little bit, start assembling our panels back on. So any deck panels that you would have, the one thing I do not have to do is grease. So there's no grease fittings on the top of mine. So this is the point that I would go through and grease everything and check all my bearings. And lastly, I'm gonna go through and blow out my air filter. I will show you how to do this because it is fairly nasty. You do need an air compressor for this. I blow the air inside out. I'll first blow the outside just to get the heavy stuff off, blow the inside out, try to work as much off of this as I can, get it as clean as I can, blow out the canister. Not much in there, I wiped it out first. And then we'll attach this back. It's probably time for a new one, but I can get a few more mows out of this until I get my new one in. All right, what I'm gonna do is just take my air compressor and keep blowing it out. I'll start from the inside after I get the big heavy stuff off, which I already have. Blew the heavy stuff off. And you can see the dust coming off. It's pretty loud for the mic here, but work it back and forth until dust stops flying. That'll get you 3 or 4 more mows at least, but this is going to get us a couple weeks until the new one arrives. You should replace this at least every year. Well, there you have it. A few things I want to clarify as I was thinking about this video and I went back and looked at some of the footage. So on that blade, it has a curl up, and I said it went down. It does go down towards the deck. So most of the decks I take off of the mowers. You flip them upside down and that points down towards the deck when it's talking about the ground. And so that thing should be bowed up away from where you're gonna mow the ground. It does lift as it cuts. It pushes towards the deck to let that stuff sling out. So just to be a little clearer there, I know some of you would have beat me up on that if you would have saw that to be wrong. Just make sure you put it back the way it is on your mower, okay? So whatever your mower has on it, the direction it flows, make sure you put it back the way. The other thing I said was that the blades are perfectly parallel. That just means I turn them that way so that I put them back in the same spot I removed them. They should not all line up straight across there. They all should be at different angles. And sometimes, like on the last one here, I had to break from that because one bolt was a little tighter and I had to put a board between the deck and the blade as I turned it, and that gave me something to hold that blade besides my hand. Most of them, if you put that grease back on them and you're doing this every year or a couple times a year, you'll easily break that bolt back off. I must have done this fairly soon towards the fall, towards the end of the year last year, because the blades didn't need sharpened that bad. They were not awful. The deck was not awful underneath there. It was a pretty easy maintenance this time. And if you do this a couple times a year, you're gonna find it's that same way with yours. Now, why didn't I take the deck off? Most of the time, this job is easier just to go ahead and take that deck off. It's a few pins or a few bolts. You slide it out from underneath, you can flip it over, makes it much nicer to work on. And I typically do that with most maintenances on lawnmowers that I do. But on this one, it's hard to get out by yourself to slide it out of there. I'm working by myself today, and I found putting it up on ramps, yeah, I have to lay on my creeper and go around, but there are a lot of pins and adjustments on this particular model, this particular deck. So for me, it's just easier for this one to crawl underneath there and do it. And I get a little bit better leverage on those blades when I'm doing that. Would it be easier and nicer to take it off and clean it? Yes, it's easier to clean with the deck off, but the amount of time I would have spent 15 or 30 minutes taking it off and putting it back on, I could have done this whole job in that amount of time with it already on. So that's just why I chose to do it this way. You don't have to do it this way, whatever works best for you. Well, there you have it. I appreciate you watching. I hope this video helped. The reason I did not do the oil change, like I said, was because I did it in the fall. Also, the oil change would have been mower specific. Every mower, your hydraulic or your servo, whatever you have, depending on the motor and the motor oil and the fuel filters, that's all gonna be different per mower. Even the air filter. I didn't show you how I disassembled my air filter, which was really easy on this lawnmower because it's different on every mower, but the principles are the same. Keep them clean, keep your blade sharp and balanced, keep your air filters blew out. That's a major thing that kills these lawnmowers. They need to have good air in, they need to have good exhaust out, they need to have clean decks to blow that grass away, and sharp blades to make a nice cut. If the blades are unbalanced, your deck will start to wobble, and that will cause your bearings to go out. So make sure you're lubing, you're greasing, you're keeping your tires the right pressure, you're getting all this done, and your mower will last a good long time. We appreciate you watching. Until next time, have a good one.